Hey, church family. The 12 disciples that Jesus called to follow him had seen a lot of strange things during the 3 years that they'd walked with him. They'd seen him calm a storm. They'd seen him heal the sick. They'd seen him raise the dead. Yet in spite of all the amazing things that they had seen, nothing prepared them for what they were going to witness on the night before he went to the cross. The gospel writer John describes it with these words. Jesus knew that the Father had given him authority over everything, and that he'd come from God and would return to God. So he got up from the table, took off his robe, wrapped a towel around his waist, and poured water into a basin. Then he began to wash the disciples' feet, drying them with the towel he had around him. For the disciples, this was something they'd never seen. No rabbi or any person of any status had ever washed another's feet. It just wasn't done. The job of foot washing was always given to the lowest of the low. This was the way things worked in that society. But Jesus never allowed society to dictate his behavior. He never let it distract him from his mission. He had come to serve. Just a little while after this incident, Jesus would show the world his greatest act of service as he would lay down his life for you and me. After Jesus washed the disciples' feet, he told them, "And since I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you ought to wash each other's feet. I've given you an example to follow. Do as I've done to you." Jesus said, "Do as I've done to you." Serve each other. Service was a way of living for Jesus, and it ought to be a way of living for those of us who've chosen to follow him. Unconditional service. Unconditional service is never easy. Unconditional service always has a cost, but unconditional service ought to be one of the things that marks us as followers of the one who didn't come to be served, but to serve and to give his life a ransom for many. My prayer is that that would be true of you and that it would be true of me. Amen.